Hey everyone, so it is Monday and this week's challenge was to watch a horror movie brought to you by Josh, and it was I had to watch The Skeleton Key and review it at the end. I had made a video yesterday right after I watched it, but it was really rambly, so I'm going to try not to be as rambly. But I had to watch The Skeleton Key, and I will read you the synopsis because when I tried to explain it, it was horrible. Kate Hudson's character's name is Caroline, and she is a New Orleans hospital aide who takes a position as a private hospice caregiver at an isolated plantation house deep in the Bay of southern Louisiana around New Orleans. The lady of the house, Violet, looks after her husband Ben, who had a stroke, who is expected to die soon. At first, Caroline is unsure about taking the job, as Violet is very hostile towards her, but with some prompting from the family's estate lawyer, Luke, who is Peter Sarsgaard, who always creeps me out. Like he plays always something creepy. She accepts the position. Caroline soon finds out the mansion has a dark past. Finding her way into a secret room in the attic, she discovers dolls, a book of spells, potion jars, and other instruments of magic. Violet tells Caroline that the room belonged to two servants who had worked in the house in the 1920s. Mama Cecile and her husband Papa Justify, who were re-owned practitioners of hoodoo, which is a form of Afro-Caribbean folk magic. So it's like voodoo, but like apparently they were saying voodoo is like a religion, but hoodoo is like if you believe. The couple, it is revealed, were lynched when it was discovered they were performing spells with the children of the house owners, which in the end they kind of figured out. I think they were using their bodies to make themselves younger because they didn't want to be slaves anymore. So they wanted to sort of change bodies into these little children, and so they could live on for longer. After a failed attempt to get out. Oh wait, sorry, I missed this thing. In order to find answers about the ever-present hoodoo magic, which seems to be a root cause of Ben's illness, Caroline goes to a local gas station where she earlier saw hoodoo artifacts. There's an old woman that tells her one of the most powerful hoodoo conjuration, the Conjure of Sacrifice. Caroline had to discover a record with this title, and it feels as though it has something to do with Ben's illness. So it's like a music, this weird record, and it just plays like these weird things, and it's like chanting. The old woman tells Caroline that the powerful spell is one of immortality, in which the caster sacrifices someone and gains the remaining life of their years, such like probably what they were doing to the children. Caroline senses that Ben is in danger, and Ben can't talk, he can't move, he just is in a wheelchair. After a failed attempt to get Ben out of Violet's grasp, Caroline seeks the help of Luke. Luke is aware of Caroline's suspicion of Violet. At Luke's house, Caroline discovers clues leading to the revelation that Luke is in league with Violet, so they're teaming up. Just as Caroline is about to act, Luke captures her, ties her up, and gags her and takes her back to the manor. Caroline is held captive but manages to get free and scatter brick dust throughout the house, which according to hoodoo tradition is meant to keep away those who mean harm. So if you pass it, you can't get past that room. This enchantment succeeds in keeping Luke away, but Violet gets Caroline and blows a powder in her eyes, and that distorts her vision. After a brief struggle, Caroline manages to push Violet down the stairs and breaks her legs. With Luke and Violet now downstairs, Caroline flees to the attic and finds the room that set up some kind of ritual. She follows the instructions on a piece of paper that she snatched from Violet early and forms a protective circle around herself. However, the protective spell was a trick intended to capture Caroline instead of to protect her. Violet comes into the ritual room and explains that hoodoo magic only works for those who believe in it, and they have been waiting for her to believe. Caroline realizes that in fact she is who was in danger, not Ben. Caroline tries to deny the fact that she now believes in hoodoo, but cannot convince herself. Violet pushes a mirror at Caroline, which initially contains the image of a little girl. Then ultimately, Mama Cecile, the mirror smashes into Caroline, knocking her unconscious. Caroline then wakes up and walks over to Violet, who is barely awake. It's revealed that the soul of Mama Cecile is now in Caroline's body, and Caroline's soul is now in Violet's body. Luke's body is revealed to be possessed by the soul of Papa Justify. Ben, who was recently the host of Papa Justify's soul, is revealed to be the real Luke. Caroline and Mama Cecile gives Violet Caroline the liquid that causes her a pseudo-stroke. So, like, that's how that guy got a stroke, because he gave potions so he couldn't talk and reveal what was happening. This prevents her from talking, so she can't reveal the presence of Mama Cecile and Papa Justify. When Caroline's friend Jill arrives at the plantation, Luke, Papa Justify informs her that Ben and Violet have left the house to Caroline, thus leaving Mama Cecile and Papa Justify to continue occupying the house. And the film ends with Caroline and Luke looking at each other helplessly, trapped in Violet and Ben's bodies. When Mama Cecile and Papa Justify were lynched for performing the same spell with the children, it is actually the children who were lynched while occupying Mama Cecile and Papa Justify's original bodies, and Mama Cecile and Papa Justify actually living on the children's bodies. So it is a really weird film. You gotta kind of like really see it from the beginning to the end for it to make sense with the whole lynching and the slaves and the hoodoo stuff, because I mean it gets really confusing. Kind of just have to like brushed off like what's going on, wait till the end to find out what's gonna happen. So yeah, it was very confusing till the end. You're like, what was happening here? How is, you know, what's happening with Caroline? So in the end, she you know, you usually think that the end's gonna have a good ending, but nope, the bad guys get it in the end. And so if you want to see this movie, I don't really recommend it. I don't think it was, if it was classified as horror, I don't think it was horror at all. Like, it wasn't scary at all, and I don't like ghosts, but like this never gave me the willies, or I was never afraid. So out of 10, I'd probably give this movie a 5, 4 or 5. I wouldn't watch it again, because there's sometimes those movies I would watch again. Like, I saw Magic Mike this, what was it, 2 days ago, and I mean, it was good. I would probably see it again just because of the male strippers, but you know, it's just like, it was good, it just wasn't the best, because I don't really like any horror movies. I love the Scream series, I mentioned this before. I like slasher kind of things, like cult classic kind of things, more than just like these kind of movies. I like Kate Hudson, but I don't know, it was a good cast. It just was really, it's very like, you know, like that weird mystery, gotta find the secret, what's in the blah blah blah, you know, there's always something behind it. So I mean, it was good, but I don't know if I would recommend it. So but if Josh really likes it, so, you know, also our respects to you. I mean, I like weird things too, so I mean, I don't know. But I will see you guys next week, and stay tuned for the rest of the nerds and their horror movies, because I have no idea what they're watching. So I'm excited, because a lot of people, we need to get more into the movies. I love movies, I love TV shows, so I always love discussing these things. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, bye. Go see Magic Mike. There's a lot of penises and booties. Boner.